Hello, everyone. Welcome to our community conversations. Thank you for joining me tonight. I am so excited to have our guest on that's going to give us a lot of valuable information. Yes, thank you for joining me tonight, Nicole. Good to see you. I am a Tanya Jean Funny, your audacious advocate and candidate for Commissioner, Clayton County District 3. And I use my love of learning and passion for community engagement to empower families. So, hey, real quick, I want you to join A Jean Funny Community Conversations, right? Join my group so we can have more of these types of conversations. And I would like to get, some feedback, some input, things that you want more information about, because that's what this particular live is for. And so I am very honored tonight. As you can see, we have a special guest that is going to be on, Mr. Ashley Turner with Clayton State University, our own Clayton State University, right here in Clayton County, Georgia. And he is our dual enrollment recruiter. And so, for all the parents, hey, come on. You got a middle schooler or a high schooler, and you all know, with all my years of being in education, it is very near and dear to me, because I just feel like education can just take you so many places that you would not have even imagined for yourself or for your family. So I think it's really good that we know everything we need to know ahead of time. So, something you all may not know about me is that I am a first generation college graduate in my family. And there was a lot that I had to learn about getting into college, going to college, things like that. But since then, there's a whole bunch of them behind me. So the path has gotten a lot smoother. Myself and my two sisters are both graduates of Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. Go Rattlers! So I just think it's really important that we have this information so that everyone is prepared. So, without further ado, I am going to bring Mr. Ashley to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for showing up
Hi,
tonight.
how are you doing?
I'm great. Excited to be here tonight.
So, I like to call you Ashley. What do you want me to call you? Mr.
Ashley's fine.
Turner?
Ashley's fine.
That's awesome. I always like to start our conversations with sharing a little bit about how you became a college recruiter. What was your passion? What was your path? So, because you never know, you have someone on here to be like, that's like, well, maybe that's something that's a career path also. So, you want to tell us a little bit about how you became a dual enrollment college recruiter?
Well, I can tell you about how I got involved in higher education.
Okay, yes.
You know, when I started college, I said it wasn't for me. I had my buddy drove me out to a community college. Every day seemed like for a month. So I applied to Broward College, got accepted, and for the next 26 years, I was at Broward College as a student and as an employee.
Wow.
And and truly how I got started in higher education was somebody seen me and said, "Hey, I think you can come over here and work in our student activities department."
Mm-hmm.
So I started off in student activities, spent 21 years in student activities as a administrative coordinator, interim director. Then I moved on to Palm Beach State College, spent 6 years there. And then in that department at Palm Beach State, I worked as an associate administrative assistant to the dean of student services. And from that department, he said, you can no longer be in this department. You got to find something else to do. And so what I found something to do was academic advising.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned academic advising. I advised STEM students, nursing students, general students, wherever they needed me. My final step was trade and industries, which was totally different for me. As for right now, for the last year, I've been at Clayton State as the dual enrollment advisor and recruiter, and it's been enjoyable. Working with the different schools here in Clayton County, public, private, charter, and homeschool students. So,
Oh, wow. Yes.
So that's how I got to Clayton State and became a dual enrollment advisor.
That's awesome. I'm just glad you didn't say for the last 26 years you were working on the degree.
Oh no. I got several of them. Well, at Broward, I earned my associates. Then I went on to the University of Southern Mississippi, earned my bachelor's degree in political science, and then I earned my master's degree back at Nova Southeastern University in Davie, Florida, and I got my master's in public administration.
Awesome. That is awesome. Now, what we love about dual enrollment is that our students can take these college classes. Would you say for free? It's not coming out of the parents' income?
No, dual enrollment's funded by the Georgia Student Finance Commission, also known as GA Futures.
Okay.
And all students are eligible for 30 credit hours to earn while in high school. And you can also get when you earn those credits in high school, they also are credits that you earn for your high school graduation requirements as well. So it's a dual function. As you're earning your high school credits, you're also earning your college credits. But when you're doing dual enrollment, it starts your college academic transcript.
Okay. So you said they can earn up to 30 credits?
30 credit hours.
Okay. So I think before we had it where they could graduate with an associate degree, but I think the state cut some of the funding. They said it got too expensive. You know, like my motto, there's politics in everything. But we're going to appreciate the 30 hours. So what I would like for you to talk about, tell us a little bit more about Clayton State is just as a university.
Well, I've been there a short time, but Clayton State is sitting on 214 acres right here in Morrow. We have 6 lakes on campus. We have a student activity building. We have dorms on campus, which when you apply and you become a freshman, in the state of Georgia, all freshmen are required to stay in the dorms.
Oh, I didn't know that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we have dorms on campus. We have a soccer field, tennis courts, gymnasium for basketball. So we have a variety of buildings and opportunities for students to come, learn, and grow.
Yeah, I've been on campus a few times, and it is a very beautiful, beautiful campus. And I've also been in Arbor Hall. Clayton State allows the community to use Arbor Hall quite a bit. So yeah, though and I would say that I've been out of college a few years, and I think having to stay in the dorm freshman year is a very good idea. Because I know for me, I have lifelong friends from freshman year of college. And so I think that is like a really good experience for people. Good evening, Siobhan. Nice to see you tonight.
Yes,
Would you say
it's
that
a bonding
the
experience.
students that stay on campus and, have freshman year in college, they tend to have a closer bond, or is that what you see?
Well, the studies show the more active a student gets in college and become engaged, they tend to withstand the test of time and earn their degrees in college. So when they come to Clayton State, they get involved and get active. You're guaranteed to see a student that's going to graduate.
That's
But
awesome.
it takes support, and
Yeah,
we have those support services at Clayton State in our student support division. So if a student's having trouble in English, we have an English lab. A student having
mhm,
trouble in math, we have a math lab. We have a science lab. Students have the opportunity to get assistance with anything they might need at Clayton State.
that's great. So, I met you at a college and career fair at a high school. So I want you to basically give us your presentation of what you tell high school students. Like when do you think is an ideal time for parents and students to start looking into dual enrollment? Um, what classes would you recommend that they start with? Things like that, and then we'll get into requirements.
Okay, well, dual enrollment. Dual enrollment, you can start in the 10th grade, but there are restrictions for
Okay.
10th graders. Um, so 10th through 12th grade, you can do dual enrollment. Um, I don't forget what I was supposed to be talking about now.
The requirements for and what classes would you recommend that they take?
Okay, the requirements for dual enrollment at Clayton State is for students to have a core high school GPA of a 3.0.
Now, when we say core, let's explain what core means.
Yeah, because
Is it badminton and what is
no,
core?
the core classes, most students look at Hope GPA, the weighted GPA from the college, I mean from the high school. But when we look at your core GPA at Clayton State, we're only looking at English, math, science, social science, foreign language, or AP computer science.
Okay.
That's what we consider the core classes. When it comes to classes that you can take in dual enrollment, and that's where I gave you all that information when we're not seeing you. But
Yep.
we have a list of classes that students can take for dual enrollment. It will be your English, it'll be your math, it'll be your sciences, it'll be your critical thinking, your history, physics, um, accounting, intro to business, criminal justice, film. Those are some of the basic courses that our students take when they come for dual enrollment. Um, we also, when I talked about 10th graders,
Hmm.
10th graders can go to technical colleges. But say, for instance, if they want to come to a USG college like Clayton State, they will need to take the SAT or ACT. And they would have to have a 1200 on the SAT or a 26 composite on the ACT. And that has to be on one single national testing administration. That's the
Okay, so we're
requirement for
not
10th
we're not
graders.
able to put them together from different cities.
Mm-mm. No, it has
Okay.
to be one for 10th graders.
Okay.
But when you're looking at 11th and 12th graders, those students only need a 3.0 to get into Clayton State.
Oh, okay. So that's for the 10th graders.
10th graders, they're going to need the 3.0 plus the SAT scores and ACT scores. But juniors and seniors will only need the GPA at this current time. We're test optional up until the summer of 25.
Okay. Until the summer of 25. All
Mm-hmm.
right. And then summer 25, what will be the
Uh,
rules?
USG will send out some new rules probably in May of that year or January of
Okay.
that year, stating what our new test scores requirements will be at that time.
Okay, so now I want to get into some of the logistics of dual enrollment. Um, do you all have professors that go into the schools, or are the parents responsible for getting the students to campus?
When it comes to offering classes at schools within Clayton County, right now we have two schools that have MOUs, the Memorandum of Understanding, for us to go in and teach classes on their campus, and
Okay,
that's Forest Park and Lovejoy High School. Currently, we're looking at some stuff to increase teaching classes on different high school campuses, but that's something that they're working on.
okay.
But a student in dual enrollment can take classes at our Clayton campus, our Henry campus, our Fayette campus, or Rockdale campus.
Oh, okay.
Or, or the student have the option to take classes online. And our online classes could be a hybrid online class where you synchronous classes or asynchronous and do online format. Also, we have e-core classes. E-core are classes that are taught by the USG system, and it could be taught by any school within the USG system. So,
Oh, nice.
say for instance, if we don't have enough English classes, we can put you in e-core, and that could be taught by somebody at Valdosta State. It could be taught by somebody at UGA. So we have a variety of formats in which students can take credits and earn credits while they're in high school.
Now, I want to go back over something that you were talking about for 10th graders. They must have the 1200 on the SAT or the 26 on the ACT, but
Yes,
for 11th and 12th graders, they just need a 3.0 in the core classes.
and the core classes.
All right.
There's a
And
caveat to that as well.
okay.
When they want to take their math and sciences, we also look at their Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 grades.
Okay.
And with that, if they wanted to take math, they would have to, and taking the Algebra 1 and Algebra 2. But then if their high school core GPA, which we calculate to 3.1, they're only eligible for math 1101. If they have a 3.2, then they'll be eligible for college algebra.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
say for instance, we have another caveat about this. Sometimes these students take AP classes
Mm-hmm.
while they're in high school. The student has to send us a copy of their college board transcript saying that they successfully completed English 1101, 1102, so we can actually get them proper placement. Because some students may have taken the equivalent in high school of college algebra. So then we know we can place them in pre-calculus or trigonometry at the college level. So it's important that we get their transcripts if they do college board classes.
Okay. And so I know that with the classes they take at Clayton State, they can continue on at Clayton State, or these classes will transfer to another university, right?
Yeah, they will transfer on to another university because we're a regionally accredited college. So as long as you go to another regionally accredited college, you'll be those credits will follow you there. However, some schools, and I'm new to this, will pick and choose which
Mm-hmm.
classes they will take. At some of the Ivy League schools, they may not take some of your dual enrollment classes. So you have to be very particular when you apply to these schools to make sure you ask them, how do you bring in a dual enrollment class that I took out of college, so that you don't take a class that won't transfer. So,
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of students that email me and say, all right, I'm finished with all my required high school classes, but I want to go into engineering. My question is, what school you want to go to? Because I can't assist you in what classes you want until I know what program in school you're going to go to. So that's another thing that I have to talk with students about, making sure that they know what school they want to plan on going to and making sure I can get them the right classes at Clayton State to fulfill what they want to
Okay.
do.
So even for, are you talking about even for the dual enrolled student, you still want, you still going to have counselors there, and you want to know if they are, if they already know what their future plans are going to be, or they have their eyes set on a particular school, things like that. They need to discuss those things with you when you enroll them in their classes, to make sure that is something, that is a course that's going to transfer to the school that they want to attend later.
Yes, and that would be a combination effort between me and their high school counselor, because
Okay.
a dual enrollment student can't take any classes without the approval of their high school counselor.
Oh,
So
that's
that's,
good information. Okay.
yeah, the high school counselor determines which class they're going to take, when they're going to take it. So once I get that information from the high school counselor and they give it to me, they might say, "Hey, we approve these classes." Then I'll work with that student and get them that class. But say, for instance, some of them might say English and history. That's all they're going to take, English and history. Because in dual enrollment, it's a good way to earn college credits. However, the most important part um, is that they earn their high school degree, high
Exactly.
school diploma. So you,
They,
you
you,
may
what
have to
you're
take every
saying is
class.
they got to pass that class.
You got to pass the class. And most students, if they make one F, one D, they will get pulled from the dual enrollment program by their high school counselor,
Hmm.
because it's important for them to earn a high school diploma than doing dual enrollment, which if you start off like that, you're hurting your college transcripts and you're hurting your ability to get into a university.
Yeah, because that college
The
transcript
grades are
will,
important.
will follow you forever.
Yeah, grades are important. So you
Yeah.
always got to start high. You got,
Hmm.
when I talk to a student, hey, right now you got a 4.0,
Hmm.
and you have to maintain that 4.0. You have to do the work to maintain that 4.0. Because once you lose that 4.0, there's no going back. The highest you can get is a 3.999
Hmm.
when it comes to calculation of a grade once you drop below that 4.0.
So what would you when you did your when we did your introduction, you were talking about how you had a friend that encouraged you to go to college, right? To get started. So when we look at our students now, we have some that are highly motivated and they pretty much have everything planned out, but we have a lot of students that may not know what their next move is going to be or what they want to do. I was talking to a young lady um, yesterday, and I asked her about her future goals. And of course, because we're in Georgia and you know we have all these movie studios here, her goal is to be an actor, right? And I'm like, that's a great goal. Um, but it's like, you don't want to say a plan B, but we kind of need to have a plan B, right?
You know, one thing I tell students, what are you passionate about?
Hmm.
Because if you're passionate about it, you will achieve it, because that's what you want to do. But you always have to have something else behind you. Is it education or trade? You have to have something, because when that career falls, what do you have to fall back on?
Yeah.
You know, um, but mostly, it's about getting into youth groups. Um, I know sororities and fraternities have their groups in which they mentor students, get them actively involved in community service. That's a great way to get students involved. You have different programs like Trio, Upward Bound,
Oh, yes. I remember those programs. Hmm.
and those are great programs to help students that don't know what they want to do. Because in the summertime, in those programs, they take you to different colleges, get you
Yeah.
into that college setting, let you sit in that college classroom. Sometimes they give you instructions by a college professor, but it's not an accredited class. But
Mm-hmm.
You'll get to see how that rigor is in that classroom, and you can understand. And when students come to me like at the table, they say, "What is Clayton State? How is Clayton State?" I say, "You're right here in Clayton County. You're about 5 minutes away from the Morrow campus." I say, "Come on now, take a tour of our campus. Because if that campus is not for you, you won't be successful. You got to find things that will help you be successful. And sometimes it might be myself. You might run into me and you might make that connection. And all it takes is that one connection to get you to the next step in life.
So let me ask you, does Clayton State have Upward Bound and Trio in the summertime?
We don't have it per se, but we do have upward bound programs that uses our facilities during the summertime
Okay, through other organizations.
through other organizations.
Okay, and how would families find out about them?
I would tell them to email me and I'll find out and I'll get that information to them. I can reach out
Awesome.
to them. And
Awesome.
I'm not sure if you put my information, my email or whatever.
But it's your name dot Clayton dot
No,
edu.
it's just like that on the screen. Ashley Turner, just at
Mm-hmm.
Clayton.edu.
Yeah.
There's no space in between Ashley Turner, just all one word at Clayton.edu. Um, you can email me. In fact, if you want, you can always call me. And I'll tell you that number. It's 678-466-4091.
Oh, my pen stopped writing for a second. Say the number again.
678-466-4091.
Oh, that's awesome. And Ashley Turner at clayton.edu.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And I do know that those programs, I think for a lot of our students it's about exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Um and once they see other things and they're around other motivated students, they will, start to, the wheel will start turning on what they want to do and how they want to do it and things like that. So I feel that those programs are very, very valuable. So for those of you that are just coming on, we're talking about our Upward Bound Trio programs that expose students to college life, college professors, subject matter that they will see later on. So then when they go back to their high schools, a lot of times they go back a lot more focused. And I think maybe that might be one of the things that's missing from our community to really get our kids motivated to be high achievers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Dr. Ashley was saying that our numbers for dual enrollment for Clayton County is kind of going down. So we want to do everything that we can do to get those numbers back up because look, every dollar that you don't have to spend for a credit hour is going to be a dollar that you can do something else with and invest it. And we want to, and I know like we're doing in the time now where a lot of us have been able to get our student loans forgiven, but we want to make sure that our next generations are not going to be burdened with a lot of college debt. So this is one of the ways to not have that burden.
And here in the state of Georgia, they give a lot of money because you got the Zell Miller, the Hope Scholarship, all these scholarships added with the Pell Grant really cuts down some of the burden that the students really have to take on for paying for college here in the state of Georgia, from what I've seen in my limited time here.
So we want to make sure that our families have access to all of those resources. And so just to recap, we are talking to Mr. Ashley Turner, who is the recruiter, dual enrollment advisor and recruiter for Clayton State University, right here in Clayton County. Beautiful campus, a lot of different activities for the students to be involved in. And dual enrollment is open for 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. but for 10th graders, you must have a 1200 on the SAT and a 26 on the ACT. Correct?
Correct.
And I am going to, I know I posted your email and your phone number, but what we want to do is encourage our students to get college credit, and in the process, they can get high school credit too. And we do have a lot of students that are graduating early because they have their credits that they need for high school graduation.
Yes. Because what I've seen, a lot of students start earning their high school credits in middle school.
They
You know,
are.
yeah,
Yep.
they'll take their math, they'll take their foreign language,
And their science.
sometimes the science, and sometimes they may even take the English class and earn credits that way as well. So when they get to the high school, they're already taking some of the 10th grade classes.
Mm-hmm.
So and then 10th grade, now they're looking at dual enrollment and other ways to earn college credit. You know, a lot of them take AP. You know,
Yep.
is there a distinction between AP and dual enrollment? You know, you both
Good
earn
evening,
college
Chef.
credit.
That's
Um,
good.
the
And
only thing
also,
with
I
AP,
just say
if
that
you don't
again.
get the only thing with AP, if you can take an AP class, but if you don't get the score, you don't get the college credit.
Now, I'm going to tell you, everybody that knows me knows that I am more so dual enrollment. I'm a dual enrollment cheerleader over AP. I don't know if I should have said that out loud, but I am, because I feel the same way. You take the class, you get the credit for it, you done. Whereas you still have this high stakes test with the AP course, and you may not get the credit. So, and I mean, a lot of people's like, well, they get the experience, that I want the credit.
Credit,
So,
because that's why you take those classes. You want the credit. You want to, when you go to college, you don't want to take that class again, or you don't want to take it when you get to college. But if you do dual enrollment at Clayton State, take English, you get a C or higher, you get the credit. I don't proclaim C's. I prefer you get A's and B's,
these, yeah,
because once you graduate from a 4-year institution, no matter where you go, when you're looking at trying to get into graduate school, and that's what you want to look at, they're not looking for somebody with a 2.0.
yeah,
Graduate schools, you got to have a 3, 3.5. Sometimes, like your biological sciences programs, sometimes you can't get less than a B in certain
yes.
classes.
And coming
So,
from fam where we have a very prestigious pharmacy program, um allied health, physical therapy, things like that. They are not, a lot of students, they graduate from high school and they're like, oh, I want to be a pharmacist, but they don't even
mhm,
realize you're just a science major when
maybe,
you get to college. You don't get into pharmacy school until after that second year. If your GPA is not high, they're not even looking at you.
yeah.
So we
So yeah,
we gotta always think about our students excelling, not just meeting the
yeah.
minimum standards, but they need to excel. But Ashley, you have given us so much information here, and I really appreciate you coming on. I hope anyone that has a middle school or high school or even elementary, just so they have an idea of what is going to be required of their child, that they really take advantage of the dual enrollment program that we have in Georgia and the funding that we have behind it. We need to use it, because the way it goes is like, if we don't use it, we lose it. So or it goes to another community. So we want to make sure that our families right here in Clayton County are taking advantage of what we have in our own backyard, and that's Clayton State University. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I'm going to make sure that your information is posted, and we will definitely see you. Maybe next time we have to take a tour of campus.
That'll be fine. Uh,
Absolutely.
well, you know what? we can take a tour on campus and we can post it.
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do that. I'll meet you up there. We take a tour and then we'll add it because I do want people to see the beautiful campus that we have.
And we can point out certain things and make sure that they understand. And we can take a trip through a dorm room, you know, just like when we have preview days. You have the ability to come on out and walk through the dorms, but hey, we can do it for video. Um, and like, say for instance, if you want more information on dual enrollment, email me, and I'll send you all the information that we have on dual enrollment to you via email.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for spending this evening with me. I appreciate your time, and I'm really excited about the partnership that we're going to have getting this information out so more of our families will take advantage of dual enrollment right at Clayton State. You have a great evening.
All right, you have a great one as well.
Listen, everyone, we have to take advantage of the resources that we have right here. And I wanted to make sure that you all have the information that you need to get our students prepared for the next level. And you heard what he said. It's not just for Clayton State. This opportunity is even for our trade schools, because what I do know in this age is that we need to have a little something after high school diploma. So whether or not it's a trade or you're deciding to go into a profession that requires a 2 or 4 year degree, let's make sure that we use these resources that we have, and it doesn't have to come out of our pocket. All right. So, thank you so much for joining me this evening as we talk about dual enrollment and admissions for Clayton State University. And I am Atanya Jean Funny, your audacious advocate, using my love for learning and passion for community involvement to engage and empower our families. Go over to a Gene Funny Community Conversations and join me so we can have a more personal discussion about the things that our community needs. All right. You all have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I will see you next time.